Hi everybody, Kenneth G Hasty here once again. Today's video is called Your Product Costs Too Much. What's that mean? What do you do when you've done your nice presentation, you've got a qualified buyer, now you've laid it out, you give them the price, and they're like, oh, I'm sorry, your product costs too much. Well, maybe it does, but I'm guessing not. But what's happened now is you haven't delivered the value or the ease of buying it for them. So what do I mean by that? Well, the value, for instance, is over time. So if you sell something, let's say you sell a $1,000 product, simple product, right? $1,000, and they're like, I can't pay $1,000 for that. It's just too much. But let's say that they'll use that product for 10 years. So you say, well, the life of this product for you will be about 10 years. So that's only $100 a year. Well, that's like $8.33 a month. That's like a couple of bucks a week. My gosh, I mean, it's a few cents a day. So you might get them that way. Okay, there's no guarantees in these things when they're thinking about money. Two is if you have an expensive product, what about a payment plan? You've heard me say on videos before, when you look at like car ads on TV, they don't go, you can buy this new car for $75,000. What you'll see is, you can get this car for so much a month. And that's a whole lot less than $75,000, right? So talk about breaking it into bite-sized pieces to a monthly price or whatever. What about the return on investment? When they buy your product, is it helping them? Is it helping them in their company? Is it helping them to make money? Well, maybe it is. So now, what's the return on investment? I used to love it when I sold dental implants. I'd have dental implants, and they'd be maybe a few $100s for an implant. And the surgeon would be like, well, I can't afford these implants. I said, well, how much are you charging for the implant case? There's not much overhead other than the actual implant. Most of it's labor and some sutures and things like that. And they say, well, we charge $2,000 to put an implant in. I'm going, all right, so you're going to make a whole lot more off these implants than I am. And, sometimes you put it into perspective. They pay a little more attention, and they're like, oh, I suppose you're right. Okay. And kind of guilt trip them, I guess. One time I had to deal with a doctor, and it wasn't so much that it cost too much. It cost more than he was paying for another company, but he wasn't quite sure that he liked it that much. We were talking, this was dental implants again. He was going to buy 1,000 dental implants. It was going to make my year, my quarter, and all of that. And I'm sitting across the table having a nice steak dinner, and he's like, I just, I noticed when I screw these in that they don't quite seat in hard bone like I like. They kind of stick up a little bit, which was actually true because of the nature of the design of the implant is made to kind of seat and seal. So after I choked on my steak, I kind of leaned over and I just said, you mean to tell me that with your hands, you can't make these implants work? And he bought the 1,000 implants happily ever after. So when they tell you your product costs too much, don't give up. Sometimes it's a good thing to show, a graph, for instance, of like, okay, you're going to pay this, but you're going to get that, kind of spell it out on a pictorial kind of form. Or pictorial? I think I made that word up. So spell it out in pictures sometimes is easier too. But what you don't want to do is get in a confrontation. It's like, no, it doesn't. Yes, it does. No, it does. You need to be able to help them understand the value of it. It's not so much the cost, it's what are they getting? What's in it for them? Remember, sell them on the benefit, the happily ever after of why they're getting this product. And then the cost may not seem like so much. So anyway, that's what I've got to say today. I'm Kenneth G Hasty. I'm a professional business growth consultant. And you can check me out at kennethghasty.com. You can send me an email if you'd like, kenneth@kennethghasty.com. Or if you want to talk a little business, see ways that I can help you with your business, I'm happy to. It doesn't cost anything for a conversation, and I'll put a link in there too that we can sync calendars, and happy to talk on the phone with you. So anyway, thanks everybody. Happy selling, and your product doesn't cost too much. They just have to understand the value, right? Right. Take care. Bye.